Hi, you're listening to the Rav Dessler Giving Podcast with me, Avram Ziedman. Join us as we weave together philosophy, psychology, and Kabbalah to uncover a new depth to what it means to being a giver. In this podcast, I want to look at the power of empathy. What is empathy? Empathy is not the same as sympathy. Sympathy is someone hurt themselves and I go, "Aw," and I say all the correct noises and sounds which is needed for them to hear. Empathy is that you see someone who is about to hit a nail into a wall, they got a hammer and they slam the hammer onto their thumb and you go, "Oh, ooh," and you suck your thumb as well. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Why are you sucking your thumb? Empathy. Empathy is their pain is my pain. Now let's think about this. If I give due to empathy, let me ask you, is that called giving or is it called taking? Let's just go through again the terminology of giving and taking. If you imagine I'm in a bubble, I'm in a zorb. Giving means I take from inside my bubble outwards. Taking means I take from outside my bubble inwards into the bubble. When I have empathy, when I feel someone else's pain, what is motivating me to help them? Am I giving or am I taking? If we really analyze this, really think about this 1 minute. When my child is crying and is in pain, that really hurts me. And therefore, if I help them, that relieves my pain. So maybe that's not altruism. In truth, it's not altruism. In fact, there's a separate Hebrew word for it. It's not chesed, which is altruism. It's rachamim. And rachamim means empathy. So if I was to give to someone because I feel sorry for them, I feel bad for them, their pain is my pain and I'm vicariously experiencing their pain, that, you could argue, on a very high level, is a form of taking. It's coming from a place of emptiness. I need to deal with my suffering and relieve myself from that pain. If there's some ice cream and there's enough for me or my kids, I give it to my kids. Why? Because I gain so much more joy when my kids get the ice cream than I get the ice cream. Is that called giving or is it called taking? You could say, ultimately, it's taking. Now, it's a very, very high level. Someone who is empathetic is a big person. They're seeing that the other person is an extension of who they are. But is it chesed, altruism? No. So it's possible to use empathy as a stepping stone towards altruism. Let me give an example. I'm walking down the street and someone says, "Can you please give me money? I need help." So I could, but I've got my own life. There's a reason why I'm walking down the street. I'm starting at A, I need to get to B, and I'm too busy, so I don't help them. Now imagine I don't want to help them because I've got my own life, but I want to help them, meaning there's a little voice inside me saying, "No, you should give to this person." "Yeah, I know, but I'm in a rush." "Yeah, but you really should help this person." "I know, but I've also got to get on with my life and I want to, but there's stronger voices saying I don't have time." So I can choose to focus on their pain to help rid the voice of the body and do the right thing. It goes as follows. I walk down and the person says, "Can you help me?" And I go, and I think to myself, I'm busy. And then I pause and I say to myself, 1 minute. I want to do the right thing. I want to help them, but my motivation is not strong enough because I've got a bigger desire that I'm on my way to meeting someone and I really want to meet that person. So then I say to the body, wait. Experience the cold. Experience the hunger and embarrassment that person's going through. Put yourself in their shoes. So I pause and I choose to have rachamim. I choose to be empathetic. And now I just stop for a moment and think about how horrible and how sad and depressing the situation that he's in. And based on that, I feel pain. I want to relieve myself from the pain. And therefore, I give the person a sandwich. I help them out. Now, let's do that again and analyze it in slow motion. Was that chesed, altruism, or was it rachmim, empathy? It was both. Stage 1, I'm walking down the street. I then want to help them. I want to be altruistic. That voice is coming from the soul. But then the body speaks and says, no, you're in a rush. You've got more important things to do. So what am I doing now? I'm bribing my body to allow the soul do what it wants to do, which is to be altruistic. And therefore, I bribe the body by enabling empathy. Once I think about the person's pain, now I'm in pain. Now I want to relieve myself of my own pain, and I'm motivated due to empathy. So therefore, I'm using empathy as a stepping stone for being altruistic. If I do that enough times, then ultimately I won't need the stepping stone of empathy, and I'll be able to give to someone even without having to feel that empathy, even without having to feel that I am in their shoes. I see someone in need, I can give. It's interesting how when you look at all the adverts asking for money and for help, they're always working off the power of empathy. People know when they go to a charity dinner, there's going to be this video. And with the video, it starts off with sad music, and the tone is brought all the way down, not much color, and slow motion shots of tears falling down people's eyes, families talking about all the disasters, looking at all the terrible things which are going on. And then halfway through the video, the music starts getting a little bit stronger because now this charity comes along and is able to help, and the music becomes stronger and more lively, and the colors comes in, and it's like you get a feeling of, you too can help them out. Table host, will you please give out the envelopes? Please help us. Thank you. What's going on over there? You know this whole movie is emotional blackmail, and yet you go to a charity dinner to be emotionally blackmailed. What is going on? Why are you doing that? Answer is, I want to give, but it's very hard for me to give. So therefore, the chesed, altruism is, I'm going to go to this charity dinner. I bring along the body as well and say, hey, body, it's going to be nice food there. It's going to be a really nice evening. So the body comes along, bribed by the food and the great ambiance of the event. The soul has got through stage 1. And now the soul says, give charity. All right, I know, but it's hard to give tzedakah because think of all the other things I could buy with that. And therefore I say, hey, body, watch this movie. And I watch the movie, and I allow myself to be taken in, feel the empathy, start feeling the tears trickling down my eyes, start feeling the joy as the people on the screen are having joy, where that money can go. And now that I've used empathy, I can give. But even higher than that is not the need to go through the empathy, but I give because I give. Think about a time where you want to give, but it's just too hard. And see if you're able to add the element of empathy, and if that helps you on your journey to becoming a giver. Be great. Be a giver. Use empathy in the stepping stones towards altruism. This podcast was proudly brought to you by Gift, where we're on a mission to inspire and enable lifelong giving. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to continue exploring the art of giving with us, please subscribe.